The Dark Rider, Dragon Riders of Osnan, Book 10. Written by Richard Fierce. Narrated by Andrew Mcdermott. Chapter 1. The night air was crisp and cold, a subtle sign that winter was slowly approaching. I pulled my cloak tighter and stared out over the walls of the Citadel, scanning the darkness. It was quiet, which was good. In the week since we'd returned to the Citadel, Kagay had launched several attacks along the Terran border. Master Anesco had been drowning in reports of a black, wingless dragon spewing acid on unsuspecting towns, and there were whispers that the king had deployed his men to investigate. As much as I tried not to let it bother me, I had a sneaking suspicion that Marn and I would be drawn into the chaos somehow. As it was, we'd been added into the rotation for guard duty. The Order had yet to recover from the battle with the false king, and the number of new riders wasn't enough to put a dent in the lack of available bodies. It was a dark thought, but it made sense that Kagay had used the dead. They were free labour, and he could essentially raise as many men as he needed. That was a major problem for us, as he could quickly and easily replenish his army. I sighed and was able to see my breath. I hated the cold. I walked along the battlements to the next tower and stood beside a brazier, soaking up the warmth. Another rider, Vedette, stepped out of the tower and nodded at me. "It's a cold one tonight, yeah." "Too cold," I replied. "If you think this is cold, wait until true winter comes." "Does it get colder than Valgard?" "Couldn't say. I've never been there." "I have, twice, and trust me, it's the coldest place you'll ever find yourself in. Even my dragon had trouble there." Vedette shrugged. "Most dragons don't do well in the cold, so that's not surprising." "Regardless, it's not a fun place." "I'll take your word for it. Has Master Anesco returned yet?" "Not yet," I said. "He and Master Katori are due back any day now." "What do you think of all this talk about war?" "Unfortunately, I think it's true. I met Kagay and he's insane enough to attack Osnan." Vedette folded his arms and leaned against the wall of the tower. "Well, now that magic has returned, he'll find nothing but a hard time here." I wanted to agree with him, but I knew that if war came to Osnan, our task of defending the land would be easier said than done.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?